Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. You know, they say that aging is not for sissies. Well, I think that aging is one of the most courageous things that we can do. And I actually feel like there's a couple of things within the aging spectrum that are even more difficult than others. For me, downsizing. Downsizing is, for me, one of the most courageous things that you can do on so many different levels. And I want to talk to you today about, sort of what you can do, I think, to kind of make that mindset adjustment. But I want to share some of my own story because it's really funny. And there's a lot, I think, that we can all learn from my mistakes and the things that I learned along my downsizing journey. It started for me about 10 years ago, and I was going on a trip. I'd actually already started a sort of downsizing exercise because I was moving to the UK, but I was going to go to India to visit some friends, and I had, always whenever I traveled there, and in my past I have gone to India quite a bit because I don't know whether I've told you this actually, I did have a shop called Passion for India when I lived in Seattle, and I used to buy in Indian textiles and home decor accessories, and I just love textiles, and that's my passion for India. But anyway, I decided that I'd go visit some friends in India before I made this move and take some things for them. I mean, and shopping in India at that time was not as easy maybe as it is now. There wasn't so much online, and there were things that they wanted from the Western stores, and I sort of packed up all these suitcases, and I put clothes and toys for kids and some games and books and all kinds of things that I thought would be useful. And I love to give anyway. I'm sort of one of these gifty people. I like to give things. So anyway, got to the airport. I went from Seattle to New York, no problem. I went from New York to London, no problem. Then when I got to the airport to go from London to Dubai, which was connecting to Delhi, I had a big problem. Because I had 3 big suitcases, and I knew in my mind that I was going to have to pay a little extra for this luggage. So I was like prepared for, maybe $100 or something. Anyway, the woman looked at these bags, she weighed them, and she said, that's like X dollars per kilo, and it would be like $600. And I said, what, just to take these 3 suitcases and my backpack and like a small carry-on bag? And they were gifts. I said, they're gifts for friends. She said, well, that's our charge. So the first big lesson, and this is one that you all need to learn, is like how much a kilo is. Like a kilo is not very much. I've discovered now subsequently on my travels that if you have a carry-on bag, it has to be under 8 kilos or they ask you to check it. So a kilo, I didn't even know what a kilo was. It's not much. So if you have to weigh 8 kilos into a suitcase, weigh it before you go to the airport. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'm sorry, I just can't do this. I can't. The flight was, I had a couple of hours. So I said, can I just maybe take some of these clothes out and just let me think about it? So I went over to a corner of the airport area where it was quiet, and I opened every suitcase and I started taking things out. Do I need this? Do I need that? I wrote an article about this, and you can read this in more detail. The joy of my, my embarrassment and my situation. But I took things out, and I narrowed it down to really like one big suitcase, and then I stuffed some other stuff in my smaller bag. But I had a lot that I couldn't take with me. So I went over to the lady it was British Air, no, was it Qatar Airlines, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, she said, I'm so sorry you had to do that, but that's the rules. I said, look, could you just do me a favor? Could you take all this baggage that I'm throwing away and just donate it somewhere? Like take it somewhere and donate it. Like pretend it's lost luggage and just donate it. And she said, okay, honey, I'll do that. And after a little back and forwards, become friends by then. I've been there for half an hour. And anyway, that was my story. And I learned from that point on, number one, how big a kilo is, like small, and also that you don't need that much stuff. I didn't need to take all that. I mean, yes, it was a gift and it was from my heart and I really wanted people to have it, but I didn't need that much stuff in my life anyway. So that was kind of a motivator for me. And I wanted to share that with you because you probably had these moments where, downsizing took a lot of courage. Like you had to do something which was really challenging your life, the way that you saw yourself, the way that you see your stuff, your possessions. And of course, I'm in that generation, like many of you. When I was married, we had a bigger house and we were entertaining and had guests over and people stayed, had visitors, and we accumulated like themed, stuff. Like I had about 5 different Christmas tree themes, fruits one year, flowers the next, red one year, and we just didn't need all that. It did. And so the courage is not in actually downsizing. It's in changing your mindset to accept that you don't need it. You really don't. So let's talk about some different kinds of clutter that you can work with here. And Rita Wilkins wrote an article on this, which I wanted to kind of share with you, because it's like a practical way, like 5 different ways that you can be courageous when you're downsizing your luggage. And I just think they're really useful. But clutter, there's so much clutter. Where do we start? Well, think paper clutter. Paper clutter is everywhere. It pops up in our mailbox. It's like something, look at me. Truthfully, if I have one area, but it's controlled, it's controlled now, that I have a need to think about clutter is paper. I am a paper person. I have, paper for my cabochon jewelry. I have it for my folders, my organizing. It's all done with folders and paper and notepads. And so, but that's it. If you can get the mail stopped, that's one big source of paper clutter. And, some of that's the more physical, mental. You can see it and you can do something about it. It's everywhere. Bills, sales, coupons, whatever. Another thing you can have that you can see is digital clutter. You can see how many apps have you got on your phone, for example. I just did a major cleanup, but digital clutter on your computer. How organized is your desktop? Do you have folders? Do you have everything just scattered that you can't find anything? That's really, really important. Those are visible things. Now, another visible thing is sentimental clutter. And these are things that people have given you, gifts, little tchotchkes, even grandchildren's pictures. And I'm surrounded by that too, but there's ways of controlling it. Like you can put things in digital format, like in a file, but sentimental clutter is probably some of the hardest, because if you, and actually in some ways it can be very helpful, because if you take your things and like you've got 10 things that a person gave you as a gift, ex-husband, just as an example, and you can't let go of any of it, just choose one. I've chosen a bracelet. I've got a bracelet from my ex-husband, and I won't throw it away or give it away. It's just too much of a memory, and I wanted to keep it, and it's okay with, courage doesn't mean giving everything up and just surrendering. It means just being selective and narrowing the focus. So love letters, pictures, just wait for the right time to get rid of them and choose one thing that kind of represents. With my grandkids' paintings and pictures, I just take photos of them. I have some on the wall. They stay up for a few weeks, and they've forgotten about it long before I had. So it's all part of the, prioritizing. Calendar clutter. Have you got too many things going on, like overlapping meetings, I just realized something, and I'm going to make a change right this minute because it does help. And that is, I forgot to put on my light, and it's not even plugged in. What's going on? Well, maybe that's why I haven't got it. Okay, well, I have a little light that I use that isn't working at the moment, so we'll just have to, interesting. We have to keep going in the dark. Can you see me? Okay. Another thing is the hidden clutter. And the hidden clutter are the things that are like, your relationship clutter, people that are in your life that you don't really need to have in your life anymore. There may have been a context, there may have been a way that you related to them, that they were important to you, but, let them go. They're not there for, they're not supporting or inspiring you. I don't say just throw people out, discard your friends, but if there are people that really are, finished, you're finished in that cycle with them, you have to let them go. And those are the things you can't see as much. Maybe those are even the harder downsizing to do. Financial clutter is another one. That's where you just don't know where all your money is, where your documents are, the things that you need to, take from them where you're in your mind. Like, by the way, I've got eyeshadow on my wrist. I just noticed. I was swatching. Anywho, let go of the financial burden in your brain about the clutter and let it go. Bring it to the surface. Put a folder somewhere that's got all your stuff in it, just really make it manageable. So you've got hidden clutter that you hold in your heart, and you've got physical clutter that you hold in the world. Let it go. Just let it go. Be brave. Be courageous. And you will find that your life is lighter physically and mentally, and you'll have that sense of, just release and joy. So please share with me your downsizing journey. Have you taken the courage to address the mindset and the reality of the downsizing opportunity? let's leave a comment in the section below. Let's help each other. If you see someone that's struggling, leave them a message or give them a hug virtually. It's what we're here for at 60andMe, and we love to do that. So take really good care, everybody. Thank you for being here, for watching. If you like this video, please like it or leave a comment. I really appreciate that, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Lots and lots of love. Go out in the world and shine, okay? Take care.